The Apple event was today, and it's the biggest update in history. Wait till you see this coming up here on Organic Apple. I think it's my best hair day yet. They are bringing a whole new lock screen to iPhone that you've never seen before on iPhone.
Nobody messes with the dude!
They are adding widgets and active widgets to iPhone lock screen. You could have custom times, custom colors, and custom all that stuff. You could have custom photos on your lock screen that change throughout the day. You don't have to be stuck with one lock screen picture all the time. It could adapt throughout the day, which is pretty damn cool. You could have multiple lock screens at once.
Here's a really cool emoji wallpaper and our pride wallpaper.
Well, not at once, but you could set up multiple lock screens and they'll scroll through which lock screen will adapt throughout the day. Have a work lock screen that only dedicates to like work things. It settles the people that want an always on display with the widgets and the active widgets and the customizations you can do. Your widgets coming from the bottom does not interfere with your custom photos that you have on your lock screen too, which is pretty cool. So you can always see your family or your dog. Yeah, this new notification system is so clean for iOS. I prefer it like that. You can now have live activities on your home screen with like Uber or sports. It'll tell you the exact what the score is as a complication right on the bottom of the screen, on the lock screen. Play by play, which is pretty damn cool. And the music is on the lock screen is gonna be bigger and with the album right on the lock screen. And Apple announced today that in the Messages app, it looks like it only works for iMessage, that you can now edit messages that have been already sent to a person, and you can also unsend messages. I had to go make my hair perfect again. Yeah, so they're adding the way you could edit messages on messages that are already sent, and you can unsend messages that you've already sent, which is pretty cool because if you send somebody a message that wasn't meant to be them, you can unsend it right away. There's an all new SharePlay coming, so you can SharePlay movies and shows and everything throughout the Messages app without using FaceTime at all. So I could be sharing a movie with my family and friends or a show, and I don't have to do a FaceTime call with them. I could be doing it right in iMessage, and I don't have to make a FaceTime call with them no more when they don't want to be on FaceTime. There's going to be an all new dictation coming to iMessages. To me, that it's just activated by speaking, and it'll also add punctuation. Going to use machine learning to know everything that you're saying, no matter what kind of accent you have. You can now share keys in the Messages app, like car keys, house keys, car keys, everything in the Messages app, and they can add that to their wallet. And they only have, you could add it for a limited time and stuff like that. And Apple announced this really cool feature, Apple Pay Later. It's going to work a lot like Quad Pay, Afterpay. So you can have 4 installments of something that you really want. Like they said, like a new espresso machine. So it'll be 4 easy payments of something that you want. So you don't have to pay it right up front. You could pay 4 easy installments right on Apple Pay. And they'll accept everything that, you can buy with Apple Pay online or anything like that. And there is no interest whatsoever on this Apple Pay Later. This is a whole new way that maps should look like. It looks really fun. You know everything that you're about to approach, any kind of buildings or any kind of... They're also adding transit fare to Apple Maps, and you can actually see your balance on Apple Fare with the maps, and it also tell you when you're running low on transit fare. Adding new things to family sharing like before, but updating it to a more cleaner and fresher look. So you could have 5 family members in your family that could, use Apple Music, Apple News Plus, Apple Fitness Plus, iCloud Plus, Apple Arcade, Apple TV Plus, and they're adding new parental control features for kids that you put a limit on to how many hours of day they could be using Apple TV Plus or YouTube and if they just want 10 more minutes of like TikTok watching, you could send them that 10 minutes in a text. A new photo feature is coming to Photos called Cloud Photos. You don't have to hold your family members texting a bunch of photos of your vacation. You have a cloud to where you could put your photos of your vacation, your activities, or your gatherings right in the shared photos cloud. And as you're taking the photos of like the Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty, those photos will go on your vacation photos. And the other 5 family members can see those photos. Or you could either show them all the photos or just some of them. New things are coming to Apple Carplay, which looks really damn cool. You could have a panoramic screen all the way around the car, and the widgets will adapt to what you do. And whoever has this feature, I'm extremely freaking jealous because I need this in my life. It looks like super futuristic. Watch OS 9. There's going to be 4 new watch faces, including a new Luna face with richer complications and a lot of new fitness things coming, but nothing really that crazy with Watch OS 9. Then Apple talked about Mac. The successor of M1 is now going to be called M2, and the first Mac to have it is iPad Air. This thing is so damn thin. It looks beautiful. That new blue, if they call it blue, it looks pretty amazing. And the Mac OS this year is called Mac OS Ventura. There's a new multitask system which uses Stage Manager, and you could have like multiple windows up, and you could like select what windows you want. And there's new passwords coming to Mac. So like before, you would set up a password with Apple with every kind of username you were using, whether it was Facebook or whether it was YouTube, whether it was your banking, whatever it was, it got rid of passwords. So now it's called passkeys. You no longer need a password for anything. You just need your Face ID or your Touch ID, and it'll authenticate you without using a password. And if you're using like our Microsoft, like you're at work, you get like a QR code and you put your phone to that QR code, and they'll authenticate you there with your iPhone with your Face ID or your Touch ID. This is going to be super cool. And they said this is going to be a long process to fully get rid of passwords. You can now use your own iPhone as a webcam on your Mac. There is no need to wake up the iPhone or anything like that. You just clip it onto the top of the Mac and it'll start webcamming from your own camera. You could do it with iPhone Pro, you could do it with any existing iPhone that runs iOS 16 and that runs Mac OS Ventura. They're working with Belkin to put special clips to put on your Mac to set up with the iPhone webcam. iPad OS 16. They are bringing the weather app to iPad. It's going to have animations and clickable weather conditions. They're also bringing Stage Manager to the iPad, like I said before on Mac, to where you could have multiple windows open at once. And on iPad, you can now overlap the windows if you want to. I don't know. It was a weird Apple event. They didn't even say anything about tvOS, like with Apple TV. They didn't say nothing new with Apple TV that's coming. I don't understand why we didn't get no tvOS new things. But after all, it was a huge day from Apple, and I'm super excited for iOS 16 in particular. I cannot wait till the fall when all this stuff comes out. Until next time, Organic Apple out.